So the second video that I decided to watch on Netflix was from the series Broken. It goes into the makeup industry and how counterfeit makeup, as well as many other counterfeit products, are a huge issue for specific places. And the video focuses on LA first. We They go into the impact of makeup influencers and how the consumer builds the industry, and that the consumer also kind of enables the counterfeit makeup being sold. And the reason that I say this is because the video also shared that some tactics that these cosmetic industries kind of thrive off of is the scarcity tactic. And what that is big makeup companies such as MAC, Kylie Cosmetics, ColourPop, NYX, ELF, makeup companies like that, when they have consumers that they know are looking for a specific product, the company develops a tactic called scarcity. So which that is this: they develop a product that they know consumers are going to go crazy over, and they give the impression that they only do a limited amount of production, which results in the limited amount of people having access to this product, which also enabled the counterfeit commerce to begin. So the Netflix episode then goes to LA, and which I think is an interesting statistic. It says that out of the whole Los Angeles Police Department, that there are only 2 police officers that are on counterfeit commerce. So, which I think is really interesting because it's a big thing, and of course with LA being right on the border, there's a lot of counterfeit, specifically counterfeit makeup that comes through, and of course they gave testimonies about how people have gone and bought um, counterfeit makeup from eBay or Amazon, and just that they had horrible health problems. One of the lady talked about how she bought a counterfeit Kylie cosmetic kit off of eBay, and actually found out that the third party seller that she had purchased the Kylie cosmetic lip kit from had actually used super glue as a solvent. So of course she decided to use. She said that she used the kit as soon as she got it. She put it on, and moments later she noticed that her lips were beginning to stick together. And she talked about how she really tried to not go into a full on panic and what she did to get rid of it. But reverting back to LA, they have this big big strip. The Santee Alley is what they call it. That's where they say majority of their counterfeit sales goes on, whether it be cosmetics, handbags, clothes, shoes, jeans. And while the detective went on to detail and say that while there's no harm in selling counterfeit products, it is viewed from a different spectrum when it comes to makeup, because these are things that you are putting on your lips, these are things that you're using on your face, these are things that you're applying to your skin. So they also had a testimony from a actual cosmetic chemist, and she went on to explain how that these counterfeit cosmetics are basically trying to find the cheap way to replace some of these important products that may give you that certain color, may give you that certain texture, they may give you that certain smell. And she also mentioned that there have been very damaging metals found in these counterfeit cosmetics as well, such as arsenic and mercury, and those have long lasting effects on not just your physical appearance, but also mercury has an effect on your memory, as well as lead that is also found. They also have psychological harms as well. So I thought that was very interesting because they also say that there's really no penalty for selling counterfeit products. Though the brand can go after you and the brand can sue you, but if you are arrested for selling cosmetic products, you can be arrested, but you may do maybe about 10 to 15 days in jail, but you're not spending a lifetime behind bars because you're selling counterfeit products. And I think that's a problem, because counterfeit cosmetic, counterfeit commerce is a huge thing, especially just to bring it full circle about what's going on, that a lot of people now are shopping online, and you don't really have a way to determine whether or not that product is real or fake. And they do stop. I mean, though, YouTubers, they do side by sides to tell the difference, but to the naked eye, if you don't really know what the product looked like nor the packaging, how do you really know if you're getting a real thing or not? So another interesting fact that they said is that while China serves as the number one the number one country for legitimate commerce, on the flip side is also the number one country for counterfeit commerce as well. And they're saying that because they bring in so many legitimate businesses, Mac and Elf and all of those that have their bases out of China, there are people that are just taking advantage of it. There could be a real Mac factory, and right next to it could be a counterfeit factory making the same exact product but with counterfeit materials. And they also went into how a detective was on the hunt trying to catch a counterfeit seller and how fast everything moves. He went to one mall and got up to the store and realized that they had already packed up their stuff and moved. They had been tipped off that the police were coming and searching, so they then went ahead and moved over to another mall, and same result. It's just they were just too slow. They got there and everything was packed up. Construction had begun. They had begun torn down. Booths, and the person who sold the makeup had already made a run for it. So, like I said, it's just it it's scary because, like I said, you don't really get the gist of how do I know I'm buying a real product if I'm purchasing it from offline. And they said that even Amazon has been at fault because Amazon does allow third party sellers, and you have no way of determining whether or not that seller is authentic or not. And actually, another interesting fact is that they say that counterfeit cosmetic sellers actually pay people to write false reviews. So for my consumers who like to read reviews and who really dive deep into making sure that the product is real or making sure that the seller is real, you can't really rely on their reviews anymore because people are being paid to market that product. People are being paid to, hey, this is a great product, great feel. They may describe it as having the same characteristics of the legitimate product, but when you get it, it's a completely different thing. So I just thought that it was really interesting, especially dealing with the code of ethics, because, like I said, there's a set code of ethics that needs to be applied, but there's no really any way to enforce those ethics. You can go in and you can shut down those counterfeit sellers. You can go in and you can seize their product. And again, another example, the detective from LA said that they seized over 375,000. They had seized over $750,000 worth of counterfeit cosmetics. And he said literally the next day he had a reporter come in and tell him that the same exact products that he had just seized were being sold back on the street. So like I said, I think that's interesting. Like I said, entrepreneurship has many codes of ethics, but this one is just kind of hard to pinpoint as far as like how do you really enforce those ethics? How can you make sure that these counterfeit products don't come up? Because hey, if you go on Mac and they don't have that Mac product, your next best bet is to, let me check Amazon or let me check eBay to see if you can get online, but you have no real way of determining if that product is real.